Hi everybody, as you can tell, this is going to be a book diary for the second book in the, Crave series by Tracy Wolff, and it's Crush. If I can find, 'cause I did like a video last year where I read the first one, and it had like, I read different vampire books. I know I read this one, the first one in this series, and I think I read Salem's Lot and a girl's guide for a book club's guide for slaying vampires, or whatever it's called. I think those were the three I read, but could be wrong. But if that is the case, I'll put it down below if I remember, or if it's the case. If I didn't reread this, if I didn't read the first one and that one, then of course I won't link it. But everybody says this is like a Twilight, basically Twilight, but to me, the only thing that it has to do with like Twilight is, is that, that she's a new girl and she goes to a new school and she gets caught up in the vampire supernatural world. That's the only thing. I started this, as you can tell, before. I'm going to take the tabs out before I actually start reading it because I don't tab it this way anymore. So, but yeah, I'm going to be tabbing it and everything. And I'm going to be giving you my thoughts. So, like I said in the opening, the thing that it's going to be spoilful. A whole bunch of spoils in it. So, but I did start it, but I'm going to restart it because I don't remember half of what happened when I started it last year. I don't even know, did I even write down what time last year I started? I don't even think I did. No, I didn't even write down when I started it last time. So, that's what we're going to be doing. I haven't started the started it yet. So, I will update you guys when I read some. And I don't know how long this video is going to take because it's not my main priority, this book. I have other books I'm going to be reading. So, yeah. But this will definitely be finished sometime in the next couple of weeks because I do want to get to Covenant, which is the third book in this, and I will be doing a separate book diary for that one because I don't want to do it in the same one because you guys know how long my book diaries take. But, yeah. In the first one, there will be spoilers for the first one as well, so just be prepared. In the first one, of course, you found out about the world. I'm so bad at remembering names. What is her name? Grace? Yeah, Grace. Grace found out about the world, of course, and she fell in love with Jaxon, who's a vampire, and there's other supernatural creatures in here. There's gargoyles. There's witches, there's dragons, a whole bunch of supernatural creatures. So, Flint is a dragon. And yeah, and then there's Jackson's brother. Why do I forget his name? He's like my favorite. He wasn't really in the first one very much. Or was he? I don't even remember if he was in the first one. I know that they mentioned him in the first one. But why did I forget his name? Hudson. His name's Hudson. And right now, I would say that I actually, in the first book, I loved her with Jaxon. But what I remember of this book, I was loving the banter between her and Hudson. So in the first one, we found out that that they were trying to because he died. And they were trying to, bring him back. Hudson, that is. And we ended in a major cliffhanger where he was getting ready to, I'm trying to remember exactly. I might be a little bit wrong, but he was being resurrected, how is that word? And Grace did something, and both of them, and she disappeared. And I remember from this one, what I do remember is that she reappears, and she didn't know, but she's a gargoyle, because she thinks she just thought she was human. but she's a gargoyle, how is that word? So I remember at the beginning of this, she didn't realize she was missing at all, and she actually turned into a gargoyle, and she was like that statue. So everybody else, still thought that she was a gargoyle, if I remember correctly, or how you say that word. And of course, like I said, she didn't realize that she disappeared. She just thought it was the same time. And what's happening is that, from what I remember, Hudson somehow got trapped in her. I don't remember how, but he's inside of her as well. So she's been like losing time, because when she loses time, it's Jaxon like being in her body. I mean, not Jaxon, Hudson that's being in her body. And he's doing things, and that's why she blacks out. And so much stuff happened from what I remember, but I don't remember enough to like to move on, to where I left off. Because I just remember like little pieces, but I don't remember how everything came about. But I really like Hudson. They think that Hudson wants to, like, if he gets loose, that he's gonna like be bad and everything, So, but I don't know if that's the case. To me, he seems like he really, likes Grace. And I just like their banter. They have so much banter in this book. And I will be talking about the banter. You guys know me. Yeah. And then, also Grace has a best friend named Macy that I love. I love me some Macy. Yeah. And I got my, my bookmark that I got when I pre-ordered it. My swag. And I don't know if I showed you guys my swag for Covenant. If I remember when I do the read and vlog for Covenant, I'll just show you the swag that I got then. And if I already showed it to you, you'll just see it again. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. And I'll talk to you guys all when I've read something. If it's today, tomorrow, who knows. But today, I don't think I wrote down here on my thing like I usually do. But today is Saturday, March 6th. Just to get that in there. Okay, I'll be back later. Hi everybody, I'm back. So I read the first 30 pages in Crush. And I was right about her being a gargoyle. And she's been gone 4 months. 4 months you don't remember. Or if you want to be technical, let me find it because I didn't mark that one. If you want to be technical, Jaxon said she was gone 3 months, 21 days, and about 3 hours. If you want to be specific. Specific. How is that word? So what happened was Hudson was going to try to kill his brother Jaxon, and then she stepped in the way, and all of a sudden she turned to stone, and Jaxon was gone. I mean, not Jaxon, Hudson was gone as well. Dum. But I'm going to be talking about this a lot because so many people compare this to Twilight, and her, yeah, no. Like, Bella just lets everybody walk over her in those books. Like, she don't have no freaking ass backbone. And Grace isn't like that. Like, right here. Let me find it. I think it was in the orange. Yeah, it was one of the orange ones. Because Jackson's like, what Grace needs is to feel safe, which she won't be able to do until we make sure Hudson isn't a threat. And then her uncle says, no, what Grace needs is routine. There's safety in knowing what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. She'll be better off. And then Grace says, Grace will be better off. I interrupted as annoyance bubbles to the surface. If her uncle and her boyfriend starts talking to her instead of about her. Yes, you go, girl. Since I have a semi-functioning brain and, agency in my own life. Says to their credits, they both look shameful at the verbal slapdown. As they should. I may not be a vampire or a warlock, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to lie down and let the menfolk, in parentheses, make decisions about my life for me, especially not when both of them seem to be of the, in quotation, wrap, grace, and cotton and protector opinion, which also really isn't going to fly with me. Yes. Tell 'em like it is. So. When she, at the beginning of the book, it's like, she's like, being the lone human in school for paramoral is precarious at the best of times. At the worst of times, it's a little like being the last chew toy in a room full of rabid dogs. At average time, it's honestly pretty cool. Too bad today is most definitely not an average day. I don't know why, but everything feels a little off as I walk down the hall towards my Brit Lit class. The strip of the backpack clenched in my hand like a lifetime. Maybe it's the fact that I'm freezing my whole body trembling with the cold that has speed all the way to my bones. Maybe it's the fact that the hand clenching my backpack is bruised and sore like I got into a fight with a wall and almost definitely lost. Or maybe it's the fact that everyone is staring at me. And it's not in the best of times kind of way. I put down, maybe Grace is because you've been gone for a while. Yeah, you're a badass gargoyle. And that's my thought so far. I'm back.
Friday, Saturday.
Hi everybody, so I read some more. I had to take those headphones out. I really need to get some comfortable headphones, the ones that go inside your ear like that, but more comfortable, because these ones are so uncomfortable, and they're cheapy too, so they don't like keep out the sound. They're not cancellation ones or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I don't really like them. But I am now on page 60. Can't remember where was I? I wasn't very far when I talked to you guys last, I don't think. Okay, like I said, she came back. They don't know, of course, yet, but Hudson's inside her. They don't know. Right now, they don't know where Hudson is. They just, yeah. And we found out that, of course, that Grace is a gargoyle, and that she is the first gargoyle that exists in 1,000 years. In the last book, I didn't mention, but one of her friends, or who she thought was a friend one of her friends tried to kill her. There's a reason. And he, feels bad about it now, but still, he did try to kill her. But they're trying to, work their friendship. Work back to how they were. And also, whenever, I know why it is now, but at the time, when I first read it, I didn't know what it is, but whenever she tries to whenever she tries to kiss Jaxon, it's like she pulls away from him and stuff. And at the time, I didn't know, but of course it's because Hudson is in her as well, so he's kissing his brother. I mean, I guess if I was inside somebody and they were kissing my brother and the brother I can't stand, I would be like, ew, too. But of course, she don't know that, so she don't know what's going on. And then this is what she's thinking about the person that tried to kill her, but now, of course, they're trying to get over it, to pat things up. She says, it's because I do miss him, because I don't want to believe that all those moments that meant something to me didn't mean something to him, that I make what may be my worst mistake yet. Instead of telling him to go to hell, instead of telling him it's too late and I'll never give him another chance, I say, you better not, because if you ever pull anything like that again, you won't have to worry about killing me, because I promise I'll get to you first. And then it says, his whole face breaks out into a ridiculous grin. I've never been able to resist. She's talking about she could never resist his grin. And he says, deal, if I try to kill you again, you can totally try to kill me back. And then she says to him, there won't be any try about it. I tell him with my best pretend glare, only death, your death. And then he goes, he puts his hand over his heart in mock horror. You know what? You say that with a lot of conviction. I actually think you mean it. Contrary, his grin only gets bigger. I do mean it. Want to test me out? No way. I was in the hallway the day you turned to stone. I saw what happened to Hudson, Blank said. You became a total badass, Grace. Excuse me? But I've always been a badass. You were just too busy trying to kill me to notice. And then he says, I'm noticing now, and I definitely like it. And then she signs and she says, this, I gesture back and forth between the two of us, is still a prohibitory, how do you say that word, thing. So don't mess it up. And then he puts his hands on his hips. And then he says, I won't. And he sounds surprisingly serious. She said, good, now can we please go back to the project, or are we going to stand out here talking about our feelings all day? Wow. He gives me a fake, wide-eyed look. Turn a girl into a gargoyle, and suddenly she's all kind of stone cold-hearted. Wow, I returned his look with one of my own. Turn a boy into a dragon, and he's suddenly all kind of ridiculous. That's not my dragon, baby. That's all me. And then she rolls her eyes and she says, I hate to break it to you, baby, but I'm pretty sure it's the both of you. I like her and his friendship. I'm not saying who it is because I don't want to spoil everything. But yeah. But I'm going to let you guys go. That's about the only other thing that really happened. And I will update you guys when I have some more thoughts. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick update. I'm on page 90 now, and I just got to the part where she blacked out again, and when she woke up, she was covered in blood. And it ain't her blood, so she didn't know where it was coming from. And she found out that the head of the, I think it's the werewolves? I think it's the head werewolf, the alpha werewolf, whatever, was attacked. And she don't know if it was her or not. So that's all. That's basically what happened since the last time I updated you. But I don't know if that's Hudson that did it or not. And I don't know why he would do it if it was Hudson. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah. So I just wanted to give you that quick update. And I don't know if I'll probably read a little bit more of this tonight. But I'm not sure. If I do, I will update you guys again. Otherwise, I'll update you guys sometime tomorrow. I think the next time I update you, I at least want to read like close to 100 pages. Okay? So maybe when I get to, now on 90, so maybe when I get to 100, between 100 and maybe when I get to 190, 230, somewhere around there, I will update you guys. I would like to get past at least a little bit of where I was the first time I stopped reading it, which was like page 211, I guess. Somewhere around there. I'm not really sure. It could have been more. But 211 is the last I remember because I took the tabs out. But that's the last one that was, that has something on it. Well, 211 as well. I'm trying to see if anything else has any written on it, but anything written on it, but it don't look like it. So it must have been like 211, maybe finish that chapter. Yeah, so it can't be much after that. So yeah, I would like to at least get a little bit past where I was. That way I will have something to tell you that I don't know about. Alright, talk to you guys all later. Unless there's something else, before then that, like, I need to talk to you guys about. Okay, bye. Hi, everybody. I'm getting ready to go to bed, but I wanted to update you guys. I got pretty far since I talked to you guys last. I'm now on 222. So I'm a little bit past where I was when I started it last year and then put it down. So, yeah. Like I told you guys, Hudson is inside of her and they're trying to get him out of her. I tell you guys, I am so torn because they're saying how bad Hudson is and stuff, but I like him. Yeah, I like him a lot. Excuse me. Look at all these tabs. And a lot of these are parts that I really like with Hudson. Because Hudson is my my rose color, but if I don't have any more, I'm going to have to use something else. So for right now, he's this color. Yeah, this color. This color I use for him right now. But if I run out, then I'll go to this color. So, yeah. But yeah, oh gosh, there's so many good parts. But I do like Jaxon too, but I don't know, sometimes I don't trust Jaxon. Isn't that weird? Like I like the one that you shouldn't be trusting as much over the one that you're supposed to be trusting. Yeah, I don't know. They're talking about her because I guess she's doing, I can't remember what she was doing, but she was doing something with her eye, and he's like, do you have something in your eyes? And she goes, yeah, I got some dirt in them or there or something. I rubbed my eyes, all better. Really, dirt in your eyes? Hudson made a disgusting noise. Nice to know where I stand. And she says, somewhere below eyelash and above pink eye. Oh, boy. Says he cracks up and the sound of it nearly stops me in my tracks. For a guy who's such a jerk, he's got a surprisingly nice laugh. There's so many, like, ones in here that I love. But Jaxon's so cute, too. Like, her favorite thing is street tacos. Same with me, I love street tacos. I even put down when he gave her street tacos, I said, my girl Grace loves street tacos. Hell yes, she's so me. Aw, he's so cute giving her street tacos. But there's this part, I'm just going from anything. I'm not like going from the front to the back. But there's this part where they're at, because he's inside her, so they're in school. And she's talking about how he's got an opinion on everything. He thinks the art teacher looks like a flamingo in her hot pink dress. And while he's not wrong, it's hard to focus on what she's saying with that picture in my head. He's convinced T.S. Eliot shouldn't be included in British literature because he was born in Missouri. I get an hour-long something about that particular offense. And right now, he's arguing about the way that I mix black paint. I'm in your head, so I know you're not blind, Grace. How can you possibly think it attractive? That's an attractive shade of black. I stare at the color in question and then mix just the barest hint of blue in it, partly because I want to and partly because I know it will upset Hudson even more. And after the last 4 hours, I'm all about pissing him off any way I can. Payback is a bitch like this. It's supple and I like it. I dab a little on my cavern and it's still not quite where I want it to go. So I go back and add just a touch more of midnight blue. Hudson throws his hands in the air. I give up. You're impossible. Let's talk about, they're talking about Jaxon, and she said, she was asking Hudson if he can fly like Jaxon. And Hudson goes, you make him sound like Superman. He can't actually fly. And then she goes, you get what I mean. I wave a hand. Whatever he does, whatever it is he does, if you don't call it flying, what do you call it? He's got telekinesis. He floats, like a blimp. It says, that startled a laugh out of me. I mean, the description is awful, but it's kind of hilarious. Imagine Jaxon just floating around the top of sports stadiums like a Goodyear blimp. There's so many quirks with these two. I just think they're so funny. And that's why I like them so much, because why I like Jaxon, he's kind of boring. And Hudson's funny and cracks me up. And he slept for a little bit. He goes, how long was I asleep for anyways? She lifts her eyebrow. That makes one of us. Your snoring kept me up half the night. That's ridiculous. I don't snore. He sounds so indigent, how is that word? That it's all I could do not to laugh. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Oh, boy. I just crack up with these two. But they're trying to find these different, magical things that they need to get Hudson out of her. They need 4 to get Hudson out of her, but they wanted 5, because if they get all 5, they can take his powers away. Because his power is that he can make you do what he wants. So if he tells you to leave the room, you could do that. If he tells you to kill somebody, you can kill that person. So he is very powerful, so they want to take that away from him. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, well, I'm going to let you guys go, because, like I said, this is going to be a long video, because I got a lot of stuff to say, especially if it stays hilarious like this with Jaxon and her. Not Jaxon. Her and Hudson, if it stays that way between them, where they are cracking me up all the time and have such good banter between each other, then yeah, it's gonna be like probably an hour and a half vlog. But I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow or Monday whenever I read again the book. Okay, night. Hi everybody, sorry I haven't updated you guys today. I did read some more in Crush, and I got to page 302, chapter 58, and so I forget the name of the thing. Maybe I wrote it down somewhere. Like, they're trying to do different competitions because they're trying to find something, like I was saying, these different types of things that will help get Hudson free from her, and also to make him human. And they have to compete in this one thing. Well, there's a few type of things they got to compete in to get certain things. And what can I tell you, really? So they're trying to teach Grace how to fly because she's a gargoyle, like I told you guys. And yeah, because they need to, because it could be very deadly what they're doing, the competition. And yeah, so that's going on. And of course, I didn't tell you, but one of the guys is a dragon, and she was talking about like what he looks like as a dragon form, and oh my gosh, he's got my favorite color for his wings, or his whole body in general. I think it is, she said, but it's green. I'm like, wow, like, ugh, so cool. Let me see if I can find it. But anyways, her and the guy are he's trying to teach her how to fly and stuff. And she talks about his wings. I think I found it. Says second later, a shimmering of rainbow colors engulfed him for 5, 6, 7 or so seconds, and then standing right in front of me is a giant green dragon. And when I say giant, I mean gigantic, and also incredibly beautiful. And she says, I can't help but notice that he is a really, really good looking dragon. He's tall and broad and muscular with long, sharp horns that curve upward just a little and a ton of gorgeous furls of differing lengths around his face. His eyes are the same sparkling amber they are in his human form, but with a cool serpent-like slit down the middle, and his wings are enormous, the kind of enormous where several adult humans could take shelter under one. And his scales, I always knew he was green, but now I realize that it's actually all shades of green mixed together, each scale a different color overlapping in a pattern that makes him look like he's shimmering even when he's just standing here in front of me. Cool. And then Flint, of course, Hudson, of course, is inside of, her, like I was saying. And, of course, he's on the ride, of course, as well. And they're talking about, like, he said, even Hudson gave a shout from behind me, his arm to protect me, and just like that, the wild thing deep inside me set free, and I'm laughing so hard I could barely catch my breath. And then, when they come back, they start, like, dancing with each other, because, like, when he's inside, she can see him outside, like, projecting outside of her, you know what I mean? Like, if he's sitting down, if she's sitting down, he can, like, he'll be like, she could see him like in another like seat next to her sitting down, say. And so they're like he's like, dance with me, and they're dancing, and we find out through this that he knows stuff about her. Like when she was like in her gargoyle form, why everybody else thought she was frozen, she actually wasn't, She was actually like in there, you know what I mean? So, and since he was stuck in there with her, he got to see her that way. And I think that they did something, like something happened when he was there in those 4 months that she can't remember, or 3.5 months, because he says he circles his fingers again, and the music switches from Flow Ride to the opening lyrics of Walk the Moon, Shut Up and Dance. It's so ridiculously so Hudson, and all this kind of stuff. And then he's like, and she's like, how do you know I love this song? And then she says, and just that easily his smile fades away, leaving nothing there but emptiness so stark that I feel deep in my chest even before he answers. So you really remember nothing of the time we spent together? So something went on with those two. I just don't know what it is. but they definitely grew close, so it can't be that bad. And then he's the one that encourages her, like when she was trying to like light up stuff. No one else believed that she could really do it besides, her cousin, of course, which is also one of her best friends, and which is Macy, and he's the one that helped her. And then when she wants to turn back into a gargoyle, she doesn't know how to do it, and he's the one that is, like, knows that she can do it. So that's really cool. Like this whole chapter, I'm not gonna tell you what chapter, but the one that I just got done basically with, in that chapter, basically it was him like encouraging her and stuff. So, and I just like him better than Jaxon. Jaxon is just really like old-fashioned. You know what I mean? Like he acts like he wants her to do stuff, but yet at the same time he doesn't. Like, he doesn't think she can do it. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, that's where I'm at. Told you, this is going to wind up being a long, it's going to be a long, recap, whatever you want to say. So, I'll probably try to do it, like, about every 150 pages until I'm done. So yeah, this book diary journey of this book is probably going to be like an hour and something. I'm sorry if you guys can't watch it all, but I don't want to divide it. I just don't feel like doing part 1 and part 2 this time. So you can always like pause it halfway through, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll talk to you guys all
갑자기 내게 나타나준 너.
Hi everybody, I don't remember where I was when I updated you guys last time, but I've read some more. I just finished 508, so I'm on 509. So, some of the things that I found out since the last time I updated you, I don't think I mentioned it, is that we found out that one of the I forget what he is, dragons, is gay, and that he's starting to like somebody else, but he liked someone before that, and he just finally decided to give up on this person, and we found out the person that he gave up on was Jaxon. So yeah, I don't think Jackson's aware about this, of course, but there was a part there where he was checking this guy out, so the guy that likes him, and yeah, and Hudson is like hiding something. I think that she's mated with him as well. So I think she's mated with both of them, because they did say that you can be mated with more than one person in this world. So that's what I'm thinking is happening. And then Jaxon was talking about how, like, before he even told Grace that they were, before she found out that they were bonded, whatever you want to say, soulmates, bonded, whatever you want to say, that he went to this lady. She's a really, like, what'd you call it, witch? Powerful and really, really old and stuff. He went to her to get a spell to break the bond, but he threw it away. So I think that's going to come into play. Because why would they mention him, like, about having two mates? I mean, that she can be bonded to more than one person. And also mention this, potion that you can take. And then he threw it away. It's all very, very, like, okay, why are you telling us this? And, yeah, I just don't like Jaxon. Like, I don't like him for her. Like, there's this, well, first, let me go back to this one part. So, they had to do the blood letter, not blood letter, but they needed to do that one, I forget what it's called, but the one thing to get something, to get the, yeah, I forget what it was called, to get something. If I can remember, I'll let you guys know later. But, now I lost what I was going to say. But anyways, they got that, and then, they won the tournament, so they're supposed to get this thing. And then they forgot what, I lost my train of thought again. Okay, I know. But then, there's like a ceremony, and the king, which is bad, he wanted them all there to present it to them. And then he wants to take Grace back to the courts and, to his thing because they don't think she can control her being a gargoyle. And we found out, I don't think I mentioned to you guys, but he was the one that wiped out all the gargoyles that were in existence. And then we're finding out, that Jaxon and Hudson's mom and dad, that Hudson was protecting Jaxon because I can't remember what the reason was, but yeah. So he doesn't know this Jaxon, and they to not have to go to the court, they have to do this game, and if she wins, then she don't have to go to the court. But I think if she loses, I don't know if she gets killed or what happens, or if she just has to go to the court. I'm not exactly sure. But they're like, they have the 4 things that they need to, Hudson, to get him out of her. But they want to go after the final one, which is very dangerous, because they need to, I forget what this thing is called, but they need to get this one thing. And everybody outvoted Grace because she doesn't want to, take Hudson's powers, but everybody else outvoted her. And Jaxon pissed me off. Like, really bad. She says, so you think we have the right to play judge, jury? I said, I think he deserves a chance. And then Jaxon said, the truth is, Grace, it doesn't matter what you think because you're outvoted 7-1. Really? And then he goes, but I can't give you this, anything else but not this. I love you, Grace, you know that. But I can't give you this, anything but this. I can't afford to put myself first, or my mate. It's my responsibility to keep everyone safe. Their lives are in my hands, so how can you ask me to choose? Because I'm right, Jaxon. I know you don't believe me, but I am. I think Hudson isn't going to hurt anyone again. And then everybody's like, how do you know? Happen if you're around, blah, blah, blah. And then, the thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to face the unkillable beast. That's his name, the thing's name. And she doesn't want to do it, but Hudson's like, it's okay, Grace. Whatever you decide, it's okay. You don't mean that, I tell him. If it gets you to stop crying, then you're damn right I mean it, he answers. This isn't something you could fix. It's just something you have to endure. Whatever happens next, I promise I won't blame you for it. And then she's like, it's not fair, I tell him. It isn't fair what they're going to do to you. He laughs. When it comes, is straight out tragic. Life isn't fair, Grace. I thought you knew that better than most. I'm sorry, I tell him, as tears slide down my cheeks. Don't be, he answered. None of this is your fault. See, and then I put down, this is what Hudson says is how a mate would feel. I love him so much. And Jaxon pisses me off. Because, if he was really loving her and wants to be a mate, then, yeah. He would be like, I can understand that he wants to protect everybody, but he needs to also understand where Grace is coming from. So that pissed me off. But now they're on the quest to get the one guy. So, or whatever it is. I don't know if it's a guy, what it is, but yeah. But, yeah. Jaxon just pisses me off. And I think, like I said, I think that potion's going to come back into play. And I still think Hudson is that they're mates. There's just certain things. And she was like doing this painting. And she doesn't know why she wants to make this painting so much. But she finds out it's the lair, or whatever you want to say, where where Hudson lives. So you know that she has a thing, and we know that something happened between them when they were, when she was a gargoyle. But she can't remember. She can't remember anything that happened then. So I think that's when they became mates, is during that. When he became when she, and so we'll find out. But I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will update you guys when I finish the last of it, which will be either tonight or tomorrow. Okay, night, or bye for now.
When there's no more hope is left in me, I can see what comes my way, and I'm always lost. There's nowhere else to go. All I do is fall. Feels like I can make it more than I could bear. Giving up is all that I can surrender to you. Arms and hold me. Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play through, only cause you set up the angle.
Hi everybody, I finished it. Another favorite book of the year. What number is this, like 7 or 8? I don't know, 5, 6, I don't know. I know it's up there. I had 4 last month, 2 the month before, I think. So 7. This is my 7th favorite book already, and it's only the 3rd month. So good. I was right. That thing was going to come back into play with him throwing that thing away that could break their bond. That's what happened. And then this one guy that was in the first book that didn't like her because he doesn't think she should be there and stuff because, one thing she's a girl, another thing that she is a gargoyle, but he still considers her not like one of theirs. You know what I mean? And he used it, and he broke their bond. So I was right about that. And then they had to do, like I said, she had to do that thing, and she had to wind up doing it all on her own. Where I was talking about like how she has to do like her. It's supposed to be her and Jaxon, but since Jaxon and her aren't bonded anymore, she did it. And and then of course the king cheated, and he bit her with this, I forget what it's called, but he bit her with something that was supposed to kill her, but Hudson like buried her because he read something about gargoyles and stuff like that, so he buried her. And for some reason that healed her, so she didn't die. And it ended, the last chapter was in his perspective, Hudson, and Jaxon was holding her, and all of a sudden he goes, this is what he says. My hands curled into a fist, my fangs exploded in my mouth, and though there were a million other ways I was hoping to break my newfound knowledge to grace, the words came out before I could even think about stopping them. Jaxon, if you wouldn't mind, take your effing hands off my mate. And it said, end of book 2. So I was right. They're mates. But there would have been both mates if Cole didn't break theirs. Their bond, she would have been bonded to 2 guys. Weird. and brothers at that. But yeah, you definitely find out that Hudson isn't bad. That he was doing that. And he said he wasn't even really dead because supposedly his brother killed him. But he said, "Kinda killed me. I was kinda dead." And she was like, "What do you mean kind of?" And he said, "I'll explain it to you later. After you win the trial." But, of course, it ended with her almost dying and then him having to bury her and then saying that. So, yeah, it was really good. I really, really loved it. 6 stars. I might start Covenant tomorrow, or I might try to wait. I might finish 6 of Crows and then Covenant, because I might take a couple of days, because like I said, I want to vlog Covenant as well. Do a book diary on that one as well, so yeah. But this was fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys didn't mind that it was kind of long. Kind of long. It's like an hour. So yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Loved it. 6 stars. I cannot wait to see what happens next. There was a couple of sad parts. He wasn't like one of the main people, but he was somebody that one of the other girls was starting to like. And he got killed, which was really sad. But yeah. But yeah, it was really good, like I said. But that is it. Let me know if you watched this, if you liked it, and if you want me to... Well, I'm going to do the book diary anyways, but do you like when I do book diaries? And would you rather me keep doing it like this, or break it into part 1 and 2 like I do when it's kind of long? Let me know which way you prefer it. Alright. Night and happy readings, and I will talk to you guys later.